Stephen Pearce, Paul Warne and Mark Thomas have single-handedly assembled the worst derby team in living memory. 1884 Rams argues it's worse pound for pound than the 07-08 one. It is embarrassing. Welcome back to Where Rams Walk. It's episode 30, and we're asking this week, is this the worst derby side since they were in the Premier League? We're also talking about what's wrong with Ben Osborne. We're looking at the March fixtures with this lot and making some predictions. Where are the points coming from in March? And we're asking our Derby faithful, which team would they like to see relegated? Hopefully not alongside them, but you never know. Welcome back to Where Rams Walk. It's 20 minutes of Derby County chat with Luke Beck, Stace, Kieran and Peyton Hardiman. Great to have you along with us. Right, fellas, we're recording this after the Millwall game and of course before the weekend games. We'll get to that in a second. But Luke, what went wrong against Millwall?
Oh, I mean, what went right, really? It was just, I don't know. It was like 11 strangers half the time on the pitch. It was just so, they were just, the basics weren't there. Too many ball watchers, passes were just here, there and everywhere. I mean, we've hit the bar near, like, other end. It's been close, but I said if it's top off, that's going in, but that's just our luck this season. But no, there was no cohesion. There was no togetherness, really. And then it just happens what always happens.
Is the blame, Stace, is the blame, Stace, now from the fans on the boardroom rather than the players? Because I mean, that tweet I read out, well, that was not on its own. Here's another one. It says, Clowes shares blame with Warne here. It was clear that no forwards wanted to join us in January. Giving him all of January was a mistake. Now, with no competent wingers, there's no attacking threat. The issues were apparent in December, and waiting till February to act was naive, and others have gone on to say it was negligent. Do you agree?
I think there's a case for it, isn't there? It's a really tricky one. I think the players are certainly culpable because under Warne and Eustace, some of them haven't been able to make 5 and 10 yard passes, which you would expect from grassroots football. So there's that, but you've also got to counteract that with the fact that they let Warne stay too long. Did that put potential signings off? We'll never know. Stephen Pearce only doing an interview on in-house Rams TV, won't speak to the local press. It's not a great optic. He's ducking the tricky questions, isn't he? Owen Bradley gave him quite a tough time with the questions we'd like to ask, but it's not a great optic at the minute.
Okay. Peyton, you're blaming Zetterstrom.
Well, I'm the number one Zetterstrom lover. that bloke single-handedly kept us from losing 2-0. You know, I mean, it's a tricky one, I think, because I feel like a lot of the players seemed a lot better against Millwall, and had other things gone our way, we would have probably ended up 1-0 winners. But that's football. You can't expect luck in the Championship. You need to have that final third, final pass. You know, Mendes-Lang had 2 opportunities to put in a final ball and didn't. I mean, some of the crossing was woeful. Salverson looked like nothing like the player we've seen from him since he signed. And I mean, it seemed like Jerry Yates was a bit lost up front because he had no options and no help. Mm-hmm. Kemal Roof came on probably a little bit too late, but his one touch that we saw was probably the best touch of the whole game. But hopefully, there's a lot of positives, I think, and I'm still optimistic that the 12 games will at least be enjoyable, even if we don't stay up, and we'll go at least into the end of the season a little bit happier than we are now.
All right. Let's go back to our original question for a second then, Kieran. Is this, for you, the worst Derby County side pound for pound since the Premier League days, which is nearly 20 years ago?
No, I don't. I think there's a lack of squad chemistry. I think there are, we lack a lot of high-level championship, premiership experience. I don't for a fact think it's worse. I remember the players we had when Nigel Clough was manager, and they were nowhere near this team. So no, I don't. Worst performing potentially, but not the worst in terms of quality. No.
Really mean question, this, Luke, but have we seen anything of Eustace style to give that suggests that things are going to be okay? Because Luton and Plymouth are awful. Got to be honest with you. Don't know if you saw their game midweek. They are shockingly bad. Cardiff are in and out. Hull are starting to improve. So it's probably 3 from 5 at the moment. And with Hull improving, it might just be 3 from 4. So with those two bad, it's between you and Cardiff.
Yeah, I mean, I think under Eustace, there's a tactic. You can see the plan. It's just, I think, with the lack of quality, I think we've got in the final third is what's stifling us at the minute. I mean, I think the back line has been all right. Losing David Ozo to an injury is horrific.
Yeah.
I thought he was probably the best player on Saturday. I thought he was brilliant. But yeah, losing that player, it's just that final third. It's just that extra touch or the shot or who do I pass to? Do I bring it back? No, we just, that lack of quality is what's really doing us wrong at the minute.
We'll go on to that David Ozo one, because there's lots of people saying that actually this is probably the nail in the coffin for some people's. This tweet here Stace says David Ozo was our best player today and he's been stretchered off. I don't know how much the manager has ever been the problem over problems higher up after that waste of a transfer window. I don't know if there's a way back. Not long now before it becomes unsurmountable with a tier. Stace, is the lack of creative players for those who are now going off a major concern, or have you got the squad players?
Absolutely. No, we haven't got. We definitely haven't got a squad to deal with it. It's absolutely a concern. The decision making in the final third is on Saturday was terrible. The playing overhit passes, underhit, not playing the pass, keeping the ball too long. You only have to go and look at Millwall's goal. It's a tap in after the keeper's save, and usually you'd say that's quite lucky, but we don't take shots, so we don't even get that look. We never create those opportunities. No shots on target. Keeper didn't have to make a save. In what 100 minutes of football? It's a tough slog at the minute.
Yeah,
not sure where the next goal's coming from.
Yeah, well, I've got news. Middlesbrough are you're not the worst informed team in the league, because you're playing them next away from home.
We also have a terrible record there, though, Mark.
Wasn't going to mention that. We'll come on to that. Come on to Borough in a minute. Kieran, you run a Track Derby County site on Twitter. Did you see Kmar Roof? Was that on your radar last week at all?
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about the signing, to be honest. I just feel, I don't know if he's had much game time. He's got quality, 100%. I remember he scored that goal in the first leg of the playoffs.
Amazing goal, yeah.
So, I'm interested. He seems like he's got a good sense of quality on him, especially with that touch he did in the game. But he's got to bring his fitness up to speed very, very fast. And also, I think potentially it could suit us, perhaps akin to like Dwight Gale last season, when you could tell he didn't have almost the legs, but he had the quality to just get a few goals in to win a few games. So fingers crossed it'll be a signing like that. But I don't even feel like the striking department is something we should be improving. I think maybe it's the midfield that needed a bit of pace and energy, maybe a winger, but we'll see. Fingers crossed it's a good signing. We'll be back in it.
Yeah, he's got some great goals, hasn't he? If you look back at his highlight reels, Peyton, the cynical Derby County fans, of which of course we're not, said, "Well, what's the point in signing him when he's not going to get any service for 12 games?"
Well, I'm going to have to politely disagree, because there is some good news. Someone apparently spoke to Kane Wilson after the game, and he said that he's going to be fit for the next home game.
Whoa.
So we'll have someone who actually has some technical ability and probably will end up being played out on the wing to play. And I mean, one thing I will say is I think a lot of fans are acting like John Eustace has had about 4 months with this team, but he's had a week. Like, obviously a week is plenty of time to get some sort of tactic into a team, but you can't exactly change it from that 5-3-2, Paul Warne, put it out to the wings, put it in awful no midfield football, to a style of football that Eustace wants to play that involves the midfield heavily and has a bit more football about it than just long ball, cross, then in a week. You've got to give him a little bit more time. And I feel like with hopefully coming into the last 10 games, I'm not going to say against Borough or I don't even know who the game after that is against. But
it's against Blackburn. I think the Blackburn fans will remind you very heavily about what the next game is. They are itching for it. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully for Blackburn, it'll be a style of football that's at least enjoyable to watch. And hopefully we'll have more than the shots on target we did. I mean, I disagree with the 0 because that Matt Clark header was going in if Yaphet Tanganga didn't fall over. But
okay.
I feel like with Wilson back relatively soon and Blackett Taylor shouldn't be too much longer than that. We're going to have creative players in the side. And with the creative players, Jerry Yates, Kemar Roof, Salverson, Kenzo Howe, mine, we've got 4 or 5 players that can create chances. And it's just going to be about getting the opportunities and then putting them away for the last 10 games and just scraping 2 or 3 1-0 wins against anyone and getting some points on the board for survival.
Right. Cheers for that, everyone. We're going to look at the March calendar in a second and then talk about Middlesbrough. Before that, we've been doing this for 30 weeks now. Yes, 30 weeks talking about Derby. You can see how it's aged me, and I don't even go to the games. So please drop us a like. We're looking for 30 likes. And can you get us up closer to that 100 subscribers? There's loads of great Derby content, the Rams talk, as we've already mentioned. But we are just, humble guys, just meeting each week, 20 minutes to talk about Derby County, reviewing all the ins and outs of this great club. Right. Let's have a look at how many points we're going to get from March, given that it starts this weekend. So Middlesbrough up next, which we'll talk about in a second. Then the Blackburn fans are hoping to sell out their away end to welcome and give John a wave. Then it's Coventry at home, Plymouth away, Preston at home, and then we're heading into April. So of those 5 up to Derby, Luke, where are points coming from?
I mean, 1 win away from season pretty much sums that up. So, I mean, record at Borough's not even fantastic. But I know they're on a really bad one at the minute. So that could go either way, really.
Yep.
But I think Plymouth away, we've got to be winning that. That's got to be the one that we win. I mean, Preston at home, we're not really bad against them at home, so I think we should win that. But it'd be ironic for us to get our first win in ages against Blackburn at home. It just would be.
It's going to happen.
It just would be. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I'm hoping. So Plymouth away, I'm hoping for a win. Blackburn at home, I'm hoping for a win. Like I say, drawing at home and winning, drawing away, winning at home is what you really want, really.
Yeah, Stace, win against Blackburn, win against Plymouth will be 6 points this month. Would you take that now? Sorry, Stace, you lost contact
probably.
with us?
I've got.
No, sorry.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I've got 8 points from those games.
Okay, walk us through it.
I think we'll beat Blackburn, beat Plymouth, and draw with Coventry and Preston and lose to Borough.
Okay, all right. Any advance on 8?
How many games is there? 5? What's 5 times 3? 15? 15? I mean, I hope we get something against Borough. I mean, because I'm going and I've got to be up at like 5 in the morning to get there, so I wouldn't mind something there. And the last away game I went to, we won. So, yeah, hopefully I'm a bit of a lucky charm.
Okay.
And then obviously Plymouth is more than a 6 point, probably an 8 or 9 at this point. You know, if we don't get anything against Plymouth, that probably is enough to write the season off. But we need a win, and let's hope we get it.
Okay. John Eustace has played Middlesbrough twice already. In fact, 3 times already. He's been up there in the Carabao Cup as well and won twice at the Riverside already, Kieran. Derby beat Middlesbrough earlier this year, and there is some fan love loss still over the whole legal issues between Gibson and Mel Morris and so on, which, you know, I'm not sure will rankle too much in this particular game, but it's fair to say Derby and Borough fans don't like each other, isn't it?
Yeah, I was never too keen on Gibson and his antics during that administration period. So yeah, I always want to beat Middlesbrough. I've never liked them as a team. I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I've never liked Middlesbrough. So yeah, I'm hoping because they're on such a poor form, maybe there's a potential to get something. I feel Coventry is not going to happen, but I feel if you look at Swansea as well, they're in. I think they're getting better under their new manager. Potentially they'll be safe, so they won't really care. Maybe there's a chance that we could get some points on the board. But Mark, it's important to know that we've done this before when we've looked at the month ahead and how many points are we going to get, and it's ended up being 0. So let's see how Middlesbrough goes, and then you'll have a better forecast as the upcoming.
Right. Don't ruin our fun, Kieran. Luke, what do you make then of the Derby Middlesbrough kind of history? Does it have any weighting at all on? I mean, what are we talking? It's 10 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of and ahhing, and it's just toys out at the pram. But when we saw Matt Clark, I thought, oh, he might like us now. But yeah, I think it's just going to be who's going to be better on the day, and I'm hoping it's going to be us to get them 3 points.
Okay, Stace.
No love for Middlesbrough. No, never.
Okay. All right then. We'll be yeah. Is it a TV game? This I can't remember.
No, it's 3 o'clock kickoff on a
Is
Saturday.
it 3 o'clock? Right. Okay. We won't be able to watch it then. But yeah, well, all the best. All the best for that, and please drop in the comments some score predictions as well. But also drop in the comments your answer to this final question we're asking our fans this week, which is which fan base are you now sick of and would love to see relegated into League One? We're asking all our 24 clubs this. So far, no one has said Derby, which is good to hear. So here are the clubs which we think 3 of these 9 are going to drop. We're almost certain that we're putting Preston as safe, but anyone from Swansea downwards we're saying is still catchable. So Peyton, for you, which fan base irks you the most, and you would love to see nothing else drop into League One?
I have a personal one. Hull, they can go down, get them gone. Don't like them.
Why?
It's a family thing. I really just don't like Hull.
Right, fine.
Other than that, I couldn't care less, to be honest. I think all of the teams in the Championship have got a good fan base about them, and there's not one team that I'd say are really dislikable. I mean, there's obviously Leeds, but even Leeds, they're a good fan base. We just don't like them because they're Leeds and they always cheat.
Right. Well, I'm afraid you can't relegate Leeds this year, I'm afraid, unless I think mathematically, I think they're safe. Kieran?
I'm going to go for Luton. Reason being, I don't remember ever beating them away. So I'm hoping that if they go down, then, that's, yeah. But besides that, yeah, I think we've got to be careful because at the minute, I do think Derby will go down. So we've got to be careful here. But yeah, I think Luton for me.
Stace?
I'd go Stoke and Cardiff as bankers on that one.
Okay. Right. As in you don't like the fan bases or...
Yeah, not particularly keen. I've not had many great away days at either. So
okay, fair enough. Luke, who do you want to get rid of?
In fact, not had a good away day in Cardiff ever.
I'd say the only one really is Stoke, and the only reason is because in that away end, there's a big screen in front of the away fans, and when you concede a goal, you've got to watch it again and again and again. I'm like, wicked. I've seen it once. I don't need to see it 4 times. So get them gone.
Right. Okay. Just want to relegate someone for the screen. Right.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Okay. Right. Let us know your reasons then. Which of the fan bases or which club would you love to see drop to League One? 12 games. Last question. Do we think Derby are going to do it? Quick yes or no. Peyton?
Yes.
Kieran?
No.
Stace?
Yes.
Ooh. Luke?
Yes.
There we go. Okay. 3 yeses, 1 no's. We'll see who's right come 12 weeks time. Thank you very much for joining us. Like I say, 30 weeks means we'd love 30 likes if that's okay. Drop it there, and we'll see you in 7 days' time after Middlesbrough away. Enjoy the trip. Those of you travelling long journey up there, we'll see you back to review all this time next week. Thanks for watching.